So I first want to start with just some definitions. We call each location a network. So we have 7 networks now: Toledo, Indy, Columbus, Northeast Ohio, that we own, so they're company owned. And then we have Pittsburgh, Akron, and Lincoln, Nebraska, that are licensed to locations. Please, anytime you're referring to us, refer to us as BizTV shows. Lots of times people like to shorten it to BizTV, but there is a company called BizTV that does cable TV programs. So make sure anytime in writing that you refer to us as BizTV shows. And you have a channel, so that channel page is where all of your episodes reside. So your channel has a show name, that's the overarching name, and then each month you're creating 2 episodes, is what we call them. So most of you have been to our resources page already. I'll just go there real quick. There is a password, it's password protected. And once you get here, you'll see all the information that you had to get to us, your logo and bio and all that, and the episode show planning document. And then the video lessons. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch those lessons, maybe you want to go back and watch those. Then on the filming, I've been adding, as we've been learning with our licensees, there's some information that hasn't been on this resources page, which is one of the reasons I wanted to come back here to show you. We've been adding different things to it. And one thing we added is a script template. And that script template I'm going to talk about in just a minute, but it basically gives you the format for creating your written scripts. And then the VPS sheet, we added an example to that so that in case you need an example. And if you haven't already done your channel intro video, here's a description of how to go ahead and create that. So if you haven't been on that resources page lately, then you might want to go back to that. We do have a Facebook group that's just for our show hosts, and that we have a Facebook page also, which is where we post all of the episodes that are airing that day. But the group is for the show hosts to put in any of your events or anything that you have going on, especially if you're looking for affiliate partners. Some of the other show hosts might be willing to help you promote an event that you have coming up or something. So this is where you could go, either here in the Facebook group or in the LinkedIn group, to put that information. And you know, we're a network of 70 some people and growing every minute. So this is a place where you might find some good strategic partners. So it's worthwhile for you to take a look at who the hosts are on some of the other networks and see if you can find people that might be really great partners for you in helping to get the word out about things, especially if you're looking for more national exposure than just local exposure. And if you aren't part of those groups, you can just come and send me an email and I'll add you, or I'll send you an invite. So let me know. Okay, so this is the format for your script. If this is the template that's on that resources page if you haven't seen it. And this is one of the things that I noticed that a lot of the new people are missing. And so I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Most of you have been creating scripts for a little bit, so you probably are by now. But we want to start out with a hook, and I have a whole video that's just about the hook. So if you need some ideas for what to do in your hook or what to say in your hook, you might want to go watch that video in the training program on the resources page. But basically, this is your opportunity to get someone to stick with you and watch your video. Because really the stats show that people are leaving in the first 7 to 14 seconds because they make the assessment that the video is not something that they're interested in. So That's why we don't have you say your name or anything at the beginning, because we don't want to waste those precious seconds at the beginning of the episode where somebody's making a decision about your video. So this is where you really put what's in it for them and make it really powerful. Then we do the intro to your episode, which is the voiceover and the little animated intro to you. And that stays the same every episode. We don't change that intro or the outro. And then you have your content, which should be between 2.5 to 3 minutes. When I first started this 4 years ago, the word on the street was that if the video was longer than 4 minutes, people wouldn't even open it to take a look. They would go, oh, too long. I don't have time for that now. I'll come back to it later. But then, as you know, you've probably done it yourself, later never comes. And so then the video doesn't get watched. Well, that time keeps getting shorter and shorter. And now it's closer to 3 minutes where people go, oh, I don't have time for that. So that's why we want to make sure that you are creating really powerful scripts, tip-oriented, maybe 3 tips at the most, and then you can tell the rest of the story, whatever it is. And I am like the most guilty of this, because as a speaker, I want to make sure that people know I know what I'm talking about, and I want to tell them everything I know about the subject. But in these little short videos, we just don't have time to do that. So you can tell the rest of the story on your blog, which gives you a great call to action to send them back there. Or you can have a document that people can download, or something that tells the rest. So just tell the most important tips and then follow it up with something. And then your call to action is really the most important part of your script. When I'm training people on how to write their scripts, we talk about starting with the call to action first and working backwards, because the call to action is what you want them to do after they've watched this video. So do you want them to go to your website or to your blog or to an event page to sign up or whatever it is? You need to craft your content around building the desire to do that. So as you're drawing up your scripts, think about that. I've got 2 more little pieces of housekeeping here, and this is a picture of Diane Helbig, and she's on Northeast Ohio. When you submit your VPS sheet, which is the video production sheet, you are giving us this information that's you can see on the screen right here. The blurb, and this blurb should be written in a way that gets someone interested in clicking on the video, and then the link too. So here is the example VPS sheet. This isn't the one that goes with Diane's, but this is the example that you can download from the resources page. It has your title, and then it should start with your name. The blurb should start with your name. And then if you want to put your company or something, you know, your title or something, you can put that there if there's enough space. And then write complete sentences here that will entice someone to want to watch your video. And then you put your link that you want us to link to. And this link can change every time. So one time it might be to download a PDF that you've created that adds some value to what you're talking about in your video. Or another time it might be to an event page that you're providing more information about that topic. Or maybe it's to your website or your blog or whatever it is. Put that link in there. And then if you want captions, you write your captions down here. You either have to tell us where you want the caption, or you can put a little insert in your script that says, in parentheses, caption 1, and then where you want the second caption, caption 2, instead of having to rewrite everything here. So you would just write the caption then, like in this case, onepagebusinessplan.com. Then in her script, at this point where she says over the last several episodes, she would put parentheses caption 1. And then here, second caption, what's the work to be done this year? She could put that in her script after wherever it is that she wants that. Okay, does that make sense? So those are two options. I highly encourage you to have captions because it gives the viewer something else to look at. So it's just keeps the video interesting. But you should only have like 3 or 4 captions. So keep that in mind as you're creating this, that since you're only going to do 3 or 4 tips, then you can have 1 caption for every tip. So that's kind of a rule of thumb to follow. And then if you have graphics, you can either include those here with your VPS sheet, or you can, like by pasting them in here, or you can send them in a file to Colin.
Pat, I have a question.
Yeah, who's this?
Beth? Beth called me. And I have had somebody ask if they can put a slide up.
Yes.
That actually takes the whole screen, that covers them while they're talking. Is that something that you recommend?
Yes, they can do that. As long as it's only going to be up for, like, 8 or 10 seconds, not longer than that. But yeah, we have people send us slides and we cover them up with those slides if that's something that they want.
And does that need to be in a JPEG image, or does it need to be in any certain format?
It can be in a JPEG or it can be in a PowerPoint slide, whatever works better for them. I'm going to go on now. One more housekeeping thing, and that is the show planning document. This show planning document we do 3 times a year. We're planning for 4 months of episodes. When you get it, it will come, the next one will probably come sometime towards the second half of March. And you'll be planning for May, June, July, and August episodes. So the May episodes will be filmed in April. We put the filming date here, so if you're one of the licensed locations, you'll put your filming dates here. And then we have virtual meetings, and we don't have them every month, but for the most part, we try to. And those dates are shown here for virtual calls. And the virtual calls are always the first Tuesday of the month at 10 o'clock. And that is for anyone in the network to come on. You have an opportunity to introduce yourself to everyone else that's participating in the call. You can ask, if you have a certain ask or request for people to help you in something, you can ask for that. And then we always have a little bit of training. This time we're going to be talking a little bit about social media and about speaking, some opportunities that we have to help you get speaking engagements. So that's what's going on in the March call. So I try to always include something that will be of benefit to you. Now, this is not mandatory that you complete this form, but we like you to do it because we can fill this in with your keywords so that we have some advance notice of your keywords, and it helps you to know what you're going to be talking about over the season, so you can sort of plan your strategy for your marketing and have it integrate into other things that you're doing for marketing. And then I want to show you Diane's. So here, this is Diane's channel page. So it's got her channel introductory video here. It's got this little bit about BizTV show speakers, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And then it has the listing of the episodes that she's going to be doing. So this is great to have on this page because it's got, these are keyword dense titles. So if somebody's searching for something, that might come up. And then her people who are here on her network also can see what else is coming up. So so there's a benefit to creating that show planning document. So enough said about that. Let's start talking about how you can promote your videos. So here is the website badge that everyone has on their network page. So if we go back to Northeast Ohio, here's Northeast Ohio's home page. So there's a website badge here, these little squares for every one of their show hosts. And those then link to their channel page. So if I clicked on Diane's, it would open up this channel page right here. So you can use that if you want. You can ask us to send this to you, and we can change this to say, watch my video series, and you can put this on your website if you'd like to have that website badge on your website. Or you can use some other badge that you make to have a link that comes back to your video series. I highly encourage you to do something that will send people back to that channel page. Now, I'm going to talk about promoting the channel first, and then we'll talk about the individual episodes. But when you're meeting with someone, showing your channel in a one-on-one meeting, you might even send them a link to your channel before you meet with them if it's a prospect, because it helps them to get to know you by watching your videos. We have, I have a story about a woman from Toledo who she does what's called journey work. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of that, but there aren't that many people in the United States. It's bigger overseas. But there are 4 people in Ohio that do it, and they're listed in a directory of journey practitioners. And so someone in Columbus, Ohio, heard about the journey, and they wanted to find a practitioner to work with, and so they went online to the journey website and they found this directory, and they saw there were 4 people in Ohio. So they were calling every person in Ohio, 4 people, to set up appointments to have a little interview with them to then make a decision about which one they would hire. So they called my client. She was the 3rd one out of the 4 that they called. And so they made an appointment for the interview. And then Karen said to her, well, in the meantime, before the interview, if you want to go over to my my BizTV shows channel, you can get to know me a little bit and see, you know, some of my episodes about the journey. And so she gave her the link. And a half an hour later, the lady called her back and said, okay, you're the person I want to do business with, or I want to have as my journey practitioner. And I already called the other 2 ladies and told them I'm not going to do the interview. So she got the business because, first of all, none of those other 3 people had videos. But most importantly, because that person got to know her by watching her videos, and her videos are very authentic, and so, you know, she was interested in using her. So it's important for you to think about how can you send this to people to help you get a leg up and speed up your sales cycle. And so sending it before you have one-on-one meetings is a really great idea. Or if you haven't done that, if you meet somebody at a networking meeting, and you're going to follow up with them, you could also send them to your channel. And then you can promote your channel on social media. So if we go back to Diane's channel, we just switched to a different format for our social media sharing buttons. They're over here on the left side now. So I would say at least once a month, if not more, you should be sharing this channel on social media. So just click on it and make a comment about your video series so that people have an opportunity to link to it and watch your videos. Okay, the next one is add your channel as a publication on LinkedIn. And this is probably one of our best strategies. So I want to make sure everybody knows how to do this. So I'm here at my profile. So I came to LinkedIn. I clicked on my profile, and I'll show you if you don't have publications already. I have some publications here already, but if you don't have publications already, at the top, there's a place where you can click to add new sections of LinkedIn for your profile and find the publications one. And if you have trouble doing this, just contact me and I'll spend 5 minutes on the phone with you in your LinkedIn and we'll get it set up for you. But basically, you can see I have a publication for all of our networks. So Columbus, I've got one for Sort of Success Magazine, and I've got one for Northeast Ohio. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and set it up because I'm going to add Pittsburgh right now. So I'm going to click here on Add Publications since I already have publications. Like I said, if you don't already have publications, you need to go at the top of your LinkedIn profile where it says Add Sections, and you'll see Publication. Pittsburgh Biz TV shows. And the publication is Biz TV shows. You would put up here the name of your show and then write on Pittsburgh Biz TV shows or on Northeast Ohio or on Columbus Biz TV shows or on Lincoln. So you put your actual show name. Like, what's your show name, Diane? Is it Seize This Day? Or is it, no, it's something else, isn't it?
Yes, accelerate.
Yeah, business growth acceleration tips for succeeding at sales. So Diane would write business growth acceleration tips for succeeding at sales, and then she would put Northeast Ohio Biz TV shows. Okay, the publication date is when it started. So we started here in Pittsburgh on February of 2016. And then the publication URL would be the Pittsburgh website, Pittsburgh Biz TV shows. So I put that here. And then you can write a description. So you should write a description about your particular episode, like what, or your particular show. You would say what kind of tips that you're going to be providing. I'm just making a generic description here. And then right here where it says authors, you can put a plus sign and add, I got to get into that, plus, and I can add the other people who are part of this network. Do you see what I'm doing?
Pat, this is Diane.
Yes.
So when I set up mine under my publications, do I then add the other hosts on the Northeast Ohio?
I think you can only have like 10. So you can add, you know, as many people as you can that that you feel the most synergy with. That's would be my advice. Okay, so now I have this, and then I can save it, and now it's a publication here in my profile. Now, the benefit of this is that, especially for those of you who do speaking, when people are searching LinkedIn for speakers and they see in your optimized profile at the top that you are a speaker and the topic that they're looking for, and then they come down here and they see this in publications and they can click on this then and go right to your channel page and watch you. We've had show hosts get speaking engagements just from random people who are searching through their profiles looking for a speaker for their particular event. Okay, so this is where you go if you don't have publications already. Add a section to your profile. So then if it doesn't show up, you just click view more and then you'll see it eventually. Any questions about that? Okay, and as I said, feel free to contact me if you need some help just getting that set up for yourself. Like that. The next tip is to make sure you add your show information to your email signature. So you can add it as a link here, or you can add your website badge, whichever you prefer. Someone told me recently that the more graphics you have in your email, the more likely it is to go into somebody's spam folder. I don't know if that's true. Maybe one of you email experts know that. Do you?
Having a good balance of, this is Karen, having a balance of content and images, it shouldn't be a problem. But I was going to tell you, the reason why you may have that echo, if you look under your audio tab, is it set to phone call if you're on the phone?
I'm on my web cam thing. All right, so and anyway, what I would suggest is that you figure out some way to include this in your email signature in your regular email that's going out, not your I'm not talking about your special newsletters and things. I'm just talking about the daily emails that you're sending to people like I would send through my Outlook. You want to make sure that you have that. And you get the link, you know, from the top, the URL of your channel page. And when you are in a networking meeting, make sure that you include information about your show as you're introducing yourself. So say that you're the host of whatever the name of your show is as part of your networking introduction, and then let people come and ask you more about what that is. Make sure you include your show information in your bio and your press kit. And I'll tell you, some of you probably heard this story already, but one of our hosts who got found on LinkedIn and was a speaker for an event, the person had gone to watch her videos and then hired her to speak, and my client had sent her bio to her, and the lady really minimized her bio and made a big deal about the fact that she was the host of this show called Networking with Intention on indie BizTV shows. So people have a perception that's different than our perception sometimes, so make sure that you always, every opportunity, when you're a speaker anywhere, or when you have an opportunity to put it in your bio or a press kit, or introduce yourself at a meeting, then make sure that you take that opportunity, because you never know who might be there. And add a link on your business cards. So the next time you have your cards printed, you might want to add a QR code or a link to your videos, your channel page on that. And then, of course, you want to promote your episodes on social media and share them in LinkedIn and Facebook groups. And then on Twitter, we use these hashtags. So NetV is Northeast Ohio BizTV. Pitt is Pittsburgh. CBTV is Columbus. This is Toledo. IBTV is Indy. Lincoln will be LBTV, and Akron Canton will be ABTV. So you can do a search on Twitter for these hashtags, and you can find the episodes that we're tweeting that have that hashtag if you want to retweet some of your fellow hosts' tweets that we put out. You can find your own, obviously, because you'll be tagged in them. But if you want to be helpful to other people, that's one thing that you can do. So your episode page looks like. So it has the video, it has the blurb that you gave us on the VPS that also shows up on the homepage in that blue. Thanks to Karen Leonard, we now have this cool little button here that will take them back to your channel page. And then it has your bio below it here. And then it has the sharing buttons. So I'm going to go back to Diane's real page here. And here is this episode that came out. This is not the episode. This is the channel page. Here's the episode that came out. So you can come over here. We post in Facebook. So you can go on BizTV shows, our page, not that group page, but our page, and share from there the information that we put out. So that's a really easy thing for you to do. You can find the tweets and retweet them. But on LinkedIn, I highly recommend that you come to this episode page and click the LinkedIn button here, the sharing button that's on the left here. And that opens up this LinkedIn box. And what you should do is click on Post to Groups, because we're posting on LinkedIn to my profile on LinkedIn, as well as to whatever groups I have personally connected with in your location. But you are connected to a lot more groups, hopefully. And if you're not, this is another really good way to get great visibility for what you do, is to find groups where there are people who could be your potential clients. So you find those groups, and then you can start posting your episodes there. And remember, this is not selling, okay? You're providing information that people will find valuable in your videos. So the groups most likely will welcome the content. If they don't, then they'll let you know, or you can find out ahead of time. But here's what you can do really easily. When you're here, you just come to groups and you start typing the letters of the alphabet, and it brings up your groups. So A, I don't have any groups that start with A. B, I just have you guys. C, I have a lot of groups that start with C. So I might choose Cozy. Then I go to D, and then I go to E, and then I go to F. And so I am picking the groups from my list that I want this to go to. Everybody following what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really easy for you to find your groups and put them there. And then you put a title. You could put the title of this episode. And then you could write your detail here, like this is from your blurb, okay? But here you might want to write something more personal. Hey, I thought you might be interested in seeing these 3 tips for whatever. And then you click share. And it'll also share the update, and it'll share it to your groups. This is a tip that you should be doing with every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody follow it?
Yeah, this is good.
Okay. Great. So now the last thing here is make sure that you're ready to do your filming and are prepared and have a great script and your delivery is great. If you need help with delivery, talk to your licensee or talk to me, and we can make sure that you're creating videos that you will be really proud to put in those LinkedIn groups. And then if you're part of Sort of Success and have that as one of your options here, then make sure that you do that too. Forward the Sort of Success magazine email to your email list, share it on social media, and every time it comes out, you get an email that gives you all sorts of ideas of how to go about promoting your article in that magazine. You can also, if you want us to send you a widget like this, it's out of focus just because I blew it up to put it in here, but it's another website badge that you can have on your website where people will see that you're a contributor to the magazine, and that will give you additional credibility. So if you want that, just let me know on email, or you can create one of your own. It's entirely up to you how you want to do that. Now, some of you have probably seen this infographic. Again, it's out of focus because it's blown up, but I had someone create this for me a while ago, a few years ago, as I was thinking about how all this integrated together. So I had her make this video, little ball the biggest, because of course that's what we do, but it's all part of the same process of being seen as the expert. So it kind of works together. Speaking is a strategy that many of the show hosts use to grow their business, to get more names on their email list. So they might do live presentations or podcasts or radio shows or webinars or whatever they do. Their goal is to get clients and to get names for their lists. So then they put names on their list, and so then they can send their newsletter out, and in the newsletter they can talk about their video, and so then that helps them get more exposure. So I believe in writing articles, or like the Sort of Success digital magazine, newsletters, blogs, all that sort of stuff should be supporting your video content. So you should be thinking about, okay, I am going to do 2 episodes, video episodes this month. I should make sure my blog content relates to what I'm doing my videos about, so that I can link back from my blog to my video. So you tell us that's what you want the link to be in the video, and the video links back to your blog. So you've got this linking thing going on between your website and your channel page. So, but that only works if you're thinking ahead to making sure that your content is all related to each other. And then, of course, you're supporting the whole thing with social media. So the more you think about this, the better it will be. And I know many of you have heard my story about Jack and Indy and how he went and did this presentation and got this guy's name on his list, and then that person was on his list for a while, and he was sending his newsletter out, and that guy, he was from somewhere in Ohio, and Jack's from Indianapolis, but he was getting his newsletter, and then he saw in the newsletter there was a video episode about sales training, and this particular person had just been at a networking meeting, and someone was talking about needing sales training for his staff. And so he forwarded Jack's newsletter to that person, who then went and watched his video. And then, because he was on his channel page, watched more of them. And then he calls him up and says, hey, you're the guy I've been looking for. I really need you to do this work for me. So that little sequence wasn't even related to the person who heard him speak, but it's the cycle of how that worked. So I highly, highly suggest that you make sure that you're doing what you can to put out your videos so that people can come and see them and speed up your sales cycle. So Joan, I'm going to use you here as an example. So this is Joan's newsletter, where she just writes one simple sentence here, and then she has the video. I really believe in having your feature image showing up in your newsletter because people like to click on people's faces. So you can get this image off your channel page. So if we go back here to Diane's channel page, we're not on Diane anymore. Okay, so I'm here at Diane's channel page, and let's say she wants to send this Collaborate for Business Success out in her newsletter. The way she gets this image is she just comes and hovers over the image part here, and then she right clicks and goes down here to where it says Save Image As, and then she saves it wherever she wants to, and then she has that so that she can use it in her newsletter. Make sense? And this right here would be the link for that episode that she would put behind it. So when we look at Joan's, people can click right here, and because she's got that hyperlinked, and she also puts it right here, so they have two choices, and that will take them to watch her video. So it's just that simple. It doesn't have to be any time-consuming process to get this in your newsletter. Okay, let's go on to the. All right, so I already said these things. This is just a summary. Create blog posts that complement your video, write articles, create powerful call to actions. People, in the call to action, if you say call me, at the beginning, before they really know you, they're kind of afraid to call you because if they don't know you, they're worried you might try to sell them or something if they call, or they might put themselves in a situation they don't want to be in on the phone. So usually at the beginning, your call to action should be easy things for them to do, like come to your website and read your blog or grab a copy of a document where you have more information. So as an example, like an HR person who does a video episode about interviewing, and they're talking about from the employer standpoint, then they might have a document on their website that is the top 20 interview questions. And so they might even require someone to give their email address to get that PDF, so they're capturing their names of the people. At the beginning, you might not want to because you just want to get people watching and following you. It's just totally up to you. And then finally, everyone gets a free listing on BizTV Show Speakers. So BizTV Show Speakers is just a place where we have speakers that are part of our group that want to participate. And you all get a profile that looks like this. You can put your speaking topics. They can be like this. They can be shorter blurbs. They can be bullet points, however you want to present them. And then if you have a different bio than your regular BizTV Show's bio, then you can include that. Testimonials, I'll only put testimonials up if you have people's names, not anything that just says JR from Dallas or something. So you have to have their actual names. And then fees, we usually put negotiable. And then we put your image that links back to your website, your social media, a link to your video series. And if you have a speaker one sheet or a media kit, we'll put that up here too. So this is just one more place on the web where you can be found. It's totally free as part of your membership as a BizTV Show host, but I am not going to be following up with you if you don't send your stuff. So this is all on you. If you want to be part of this, then you send me what you need to send, which is your topics, a speaker bio, if you have something different than your regular bio, testimonials, and a speaker one sheet if you have it. If you don't have one, then we just don't have anything there. It's just blank. And then we can take it from there. Okay?
Great.
All right.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
Very helpful, Pat.
Oh, thanks. I hope that you feel that way. So great. Okay. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know on email. I'm happy to support you in any way I can.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Pat.
Good night.
Night, thank you.